Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Comics of the Week. My name is Tim. This guy over here is Sal the Slab Guy. Down below, fixing his hat, is the snoozing Uncle Gary. And right next to him is Dan Kellyart, who used to own Instagram and now owns Instagram. Gentlemen, how are you guys doing today?
I'd be doing a lot better if I actually owned Instagram. You think that Gary's showing off some cool books? If I own Instagram, you wouldn't believe what I would show off.
Uncle Gary, I didn't mean to wake you up, but we got some comics to show, and you've got some news to say about the Washington football team. Won't you go ahead?
It has been a really good week. I've been wandering through the desert with the other Israelites for 24 years. And finally, we have kicked out the asshole in charge, and we are under new management. This used to be a team that won Super Bowls, as evidenced by this hat here. We used to win. We rocked the 80s and the early 90s, and every year we were a threat to go to the Super Bowl. Sal was on the bandwagon. We grew up. You cut me and I bleed burgundy and gold, baby. But the great shirts they had this weekend said burgundy and sold. And I would not give this son of a bitch any money for years. Listen, I turned down free tickets for years now because I wouldn't go to that stadium and support that SOB. So Dan Snyder, crawl back into hole. You're in England now. Go buy a football team over there and screw them up. But you are done. You are history. You didn't win jack while you were here, so that's okay. If we stink this year, it's okay. It's okay. You know why? Because we're just a regular run-of-the-mill team that stinks. We're not a run-of-the-mill team that stinks because we have the biggest scumbag owner in the history of sports. We have that stigma gone. So it's a brand new day. Mitch Rails, Josh Harris, Magic Johnson, thank you. You've given us some hope, so it's been a wonderful day here in the DMV, baby.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is why Uncle Gary is the Ric Flair of comic books. That was a shoot if I ever saw one. Good job, sir. Way to go.
Rocking his
Absolutely
Pierre
amazing.
Garçon jersey.
Actually, I put my name on it, but yeah, Pierre Garçon was
There
88.
you go.
But this is a
that
throwback
was
jersey.
the last good 88 for the Redskins / football team / Commanders / whatever it's going to be next.
Let's go ahead and get into this real quick. We'll get back to football in just a second. Let me get the business out of the way here. Ladies and gentlemen,
Business. We up to business.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we get started, don't forget to find us on all the socials. All you got to do is type in at the Codex Station, and that is where you will find us, your favorite social media platform, and where we're live streaming right now. Dan, they got to do something if they're watching us live streaming. What would that be?
They got to make sure that they click like on whatever they're sharing. Leave a comment too. That helps out, helps push us higher up in the algorithm. And always make sure that you subscribe, follow, whatever that particular, wherever you're watching it would be. Especially on YouTube, we are closing in on 1,000 subscribers.
Woo!
I'll tell you, we had a meeting a few days ago.
Yes.
We discussed the prize package that is going to happen when we hit 1,000 subscribers. And I'm telling y'all, it's something that you want to win.
Yeah.
We're on the station and we want to win it, but we can't. We can't win it, but you will want to.
So there you go. Take Dan's advice. Hit like, share, subscribe, and follow on our social media accounts and where you're watching us live stream right now. Also, ladies and gentlemen, if you can't get enough of Codex, why don't you head over to thecodexstation.com for all your Codex needs. Go over there, get some merch, meet the team, and so much more. Once again, thecodexstation.com. Now, Sal, please tell everybody where they can find you when you're not doing Codex stuff.
All right, when I'm not doing the Codex Station stuff, you can always find me on YouTube under Sal's Comic Corner and under Instagram as SlabGuy77. And as a bonus feature, I have 2 new shows every week. On Saturdays, it's Signature Saturday, where you can guess it. It's a signature slab that's shown off every Saturday at noon. And on Tuesday nights, it's a regular slab, and I call it Slab Tuesday. So every Slab Tuesday happens at 6 p.m.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen.
Nice.
Over to Sal's Comic Corner on YouTube. so you don't miss out.
We're trying to push him to do a first appearance Friday, where every Friday he shows off a slab that's a first appearance.
Well, Dan,
trying, but
Dan, how about you tell us about your first appearance on Instagram? Where can people find you there?
Mr. I own Instagram.
Yeah.
I wish. Yeah, you can find me on Instagram at Dan Kelly Art. I post there at least 3 times a week. I try to. So go check it out. Speaking of First Appearance Friday, every other Friday I do First Appearance Friday, where I post a character that I have created. Well, I'll have an action shot of them, and then I'll have a turnaround where you can see the front, side, and back of design of the character, and I'll have a bio of the character. I just posted one yesterday for a character I just created that I'm pretty excited about. It's a World War II character called the Inky Eater. And in addition to those 3 things I posted, I also posted the logo that I drew for him. I drew it to mimic a World War II patch that you would find on a bomber jacket that also incorporated an A for his name and something that looked kind of like a star. So I drew that separate, and I'm thinking if I ever get to make T-shirts, I might put that on one because, this is a character I'm pretty excited about. I've grown up around World War II stuff my whole life, so go check it out, and especially for that one, let me know what you think.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to see the characters he creates, plus the original sketches he does of characters we know and love, head over to @DanKellyArt on Instagram. Last but not least, greatest Washington fan to ever grace Washington, the Ric Flair of comic books, the Gary of the Uncle Gary. Where can people find you when you are not here with Codex?
When I'm not here at Codex, you can see me every Thursday, the first, second, and third Thursdays of the month. You can see me doing a Facebook Live show from the comic book store that I am lucky enough to be a part owner of, Comic Logic. We are the only comic store in Loudoun County, Virginia. So if you're in Northern Virginia, please come say hi, step in. We'd love to meet you, talk to you, and might even have some books to sell you. We would love to have your business. But we do a Facebook Live show on the first 3 Thursdays of every month. The first Thursday is a preview show where we discuss things that are in the previews book that are going to come out that we're excited about, that we think might be interesting books to add to your collection, some new, some collected editions. Mm-hmm. And then on the second and third Thursday of every month, we have our Grumpy Old Nerd show, where it's myself and 2 of the other owners. We sit around and talk about old man stuff. We talk about comics, we talk about pop culture, we talk about football, we talk about current events. This week we got to sing "Ding Dong, the Witch is Dead" for Dan Snyder, and we got to we got to flip them off, and we ended the show. We always end the show with "Stay Off Our Lawn." But before we got to that, we got to sing "Hail to the Redskins." And that was a big, big deal. The name won't come back. I know that. But that's okay. That's okay. Just as long as we jettison Commanders and anything that has the slime of Dan Snyder on it.
There you go. Uncle Gary, tell us how you really feel.
Listen, I know I'm wishy-washy, and I shouldn't sugarcoat this stuff about how badly I hate that son of a biscuit eater. Yes. He is awful. He is awful. And I think I posted "Bye, Dan," where he's being tossed out the door.
Oh, yeah, the statue coming down.
I saw that.
Good riddance to bad rubbish.
Well, all right. Speaking of good stuff, not bad stuff, let's show off this week's and some of last week's polls. If you don't mind, gentlemen, I would like to go ahead and take this away.
Yeah, do it.
So let's see here. We're going to start with DC, as always, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm going to show you the recalled color variant for Night Terrors #1.
Oh, that's awesome.
That was recalled?
Yes. So where the brown is, it was supposed to be neon green.
Ooh.
And this got recalled. So our shop, My Guys Comics in Clinton, Tennessee, if you haven't been there, go there. We were lucky enough to get one. I made sure everybody else's pull boxes got filled. And then I looked at the owner, Garen. I was like, hey, if that's going on the shelf, I'll take it. And nice. That's what I got. So that's pretty awesome. They're going for about $20 on eBay right now. So that's pretty cool. This is a slab contender, Sal.
Ooh, oh, that's got to be one.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Next, we have by far, I think, my favorite Night Terrors cover for characters, and this is Night Terrors Zatanna, the bee cover.
Ooh.
Yeah, that was pretty wicked.
I love that. I haven't read any of them yet. I'm kind of waiting a little bit to get a couple more of the character books, but yeah, this cover is absolutely wonderful.
I bet her
Big
back
fan of that.
hurts. That's the real magic.
Yeah, exactly.
The
Next,
real match how she fights crime wearing stilettos.
Yeah,
she just says all her spells backwards. It
That's
works
right.
every time. Next is Night Terror's Punchline. I
Nice.
love the cover for this.
That's
That
terrifying.
anxiety, yeah, the anxiety and terror in there really comes through. There was a great Wonder Woman cover for Night Terror's Wonder Woman. I didn't grab it though because my buddy Keith got it before I did. So Keith, enjoy that book. I'm going to look at it whenever I come see you. But yeah, Night Terror's Punchline, absolutely amazing. Next, we have Night Terror's Superman. I didn't like the B cover. It looked like something AI did. I know it didn't, but the A cover looked pretty awesome. So I went with
Yep.
that.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, very cool. So I'm excited to check these out. Next, we have a series that I was very much looking forward to, and I got the A and B cover for this. Big Hawkman fan. I'm especially a big Hawk Girl fan.
There you go.
So
looking forward to that.
yeah, 6-issue mini. This is the A cover. The A cover itself looks gorgeous. I am absolutely in love with all of this right here. But the B cover, guys, the B cover is what I think is super amazing. Take a look at that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, that is absolutely wonderful. I love this. This is also a slab contender.
And that's the Kendra version of Hawkgirl, right?
Yes, I believe so. Yeah, I think you're
Yeah.
right. But that is all I have for DC this week. Sal, what about you, sir?
All right, so I've got a lot of the Night Watch or Night Terrors as well. So let's kick it off with Night Terrors Nightwing.
Oh, that's cool.
And this is the C cover.
Wow, that's nice.
Okay. And so I too picked up the Punchline. This one is A B C D E F G 7 cover.
Wow.
Ooh,
Nice.
that is interesting. That is a very different cover.
Makes you look like a geisha.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. So this is the C cover for Superman's Night Terrors.
Ah, that's the one
That's
I
pretty good.
wanted. That's nice.
And did I pick up any more? Yes, I did. Let me go through all the Night Terrors first before I pick up the other ones. This is the Night Terrors Flash.
Oh,
Nice. The
And
A
this
cover
one
was
is
really
the,
awesome
also
for
the,
that too.
the 6th cover. So,
Nice.
And then I picked up the A cover to Batman Night Terrors, but when I went into the shop this past week, they had this cover.
Oh,
I got to have that one. That was pretty wicked.
Which cover is that? Is that the
This
C?
is 6. No,
6.
6 cover. So it's a G
F.
again.
F, G? Yeah, something like that.
So this was also on the shelf, Blue Beetle #1. Decided to pick that up. Even though I'm not a Blue Beetle fan, we're going to give it a shot.
is that? Show that again because that's a.
Is it a reprint?
No, it's a
wasn't that
special
cover?
edition.
Wasn't that cover originally for an older book?
I don't know.
So it's a special edition. I'm pretty confident that's a reprint.
Yep. So it says special edition DC Blue Beetle in theaters August 18th.
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah,
Is it
I think that was his first the cover from his first series, if I'm not mistaken.
okay?
Yeah.
So I read this one, and it's kind of like the beginnings of Blue Beetle, you might say. He fights Guy Gardner in the first couple of pages. He doesn't know what the hell's going on. The armor's reacting to Guy Gardner, and they kind of duke it out for a little bit.
Yeah, I think that's a facsimile of his first appearance,
There you go.
or whatever.
All right, so it's a reprint. All right. Well, we'll give it a shot and take a look at it.
Right on.
Doesn't hurt. You know,
No.
if you don't like it, you don't like it.
I was just
All
like, I just thought I'd recognize that cover.
Okay. So my last DC one is Starfire #1, 1 of 4.
Ooh,
Oh, nice.
That looks cool.
And I believe this is the A cover.
That's
Wow.
the A.
That's
Yep,
a
that's the A
great
cover.
cover.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So
that's amazing.
that concludes my DC stack.
All right, Uncle Gary, why don't you go ahead and take us right along into what you got for DC this week?
All right. I'm also going to show a couple of the ones that I really like from last week. Okay,
Yeah.
that's the regular Night Terrors cover, but I really like the B cover that was, you know,
Yeah,
a Dead Man Batman combo
Yes.
going.
Yeah.
yeah, that's pretty cool.
That's
Like that a lot. And I also got I think it's a 1 in 25 Night Terrors
Ooh.
cover.
Wow,
Okay.
It almost
So-
looks like an older book.
It
old
does-
classic.
And what is it reminiscent of? You know what it's supposed, because it is.
World's
It's
World's
finest.
finest.
World's finest.
Absolutely. So that's, you know, and that's why it's a big deal. So in about probably the 170s, 180s, this was the World's Finest logo. So
Wow,
that's why
great.
that's why that spoke to me, because of that. Last week I really enjoyed the Mark Waid Teen Titans book,
Yeah.
Nice.
and I got the alternate, one of the
Oh,
alternates.
that's pretty cool. I like
See,
that.
I
Yeah.
like that B cover.
Yeah, there was a foil one too, but you know, it's just not quite doing it for me.
Yeah.
The Night Terrors Green Lantern, I really dug that
Ooh,
B cover.
I did not see that on my stuff.
man,
Hmm.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, right?
that's
So-
great.
I know that y'all aren't buying this book, but I love Danger Street. I love the whole concept of taking the first issue specials that had Tom King's writing, that had 13 different characters or groups of characters in each of the 13 issues. He is weaving all of them into a story, and some of the characters are awful, like Lady Cop and Dingbat and the Green Team, and he's telling a story. I think it's an interesting writing exercise. But here's the Creeper alternate cover,
Ooh,
Oh yeah.
and
like
I love that.
That's cool.
Yeah, so I love that. A book I'm really digging is Superman Lost.
yeah, I've heard a lot of people talk about that, and
Yeah,
it's
Priest
not
is
in
writing
main
it.
continuity, right? It's like its own story.
Yeah, it's its own thing. It's really, I'm finding it to be quite interesting. So I'm
Nice.
digging it. Okay, so that was last week. Back to now to this week. It's got the Harley Quinn, you know, black, white, and redder.
Nice.
So, got
Can't
Harley.
go wrong.
I got all the Night Terror books. There's the A cover of Nightwing.
That's great.
This is the J. Lee cover of A cover of Wonder Woman with
Yeah.
Detective
Nice.
Chimp. Catwoman. Night
Ooh,
Terrors. A
that
cover.
looks awesome.
That's pretty cool. I also have the Punchline, the A cover,
Yeah.
and I'm like you, the Superman A cover was pretty spectacular.
Right. I thought they said everything that needed to be said on that one.
Yep. So the again, Mark Waid. You know, Mark Waid can write superhero books. He just sense of fun. So World's Finest, and I got the B. Or I don't know if it's B or D or E or F or Z, but anyway,
Yeah.
I think
Oh, that's cool.
isn't that clean? I mean,
That's
it
awesome.
looks. It's Cliff Chang, but it seems like he's channeling Garcia Lopez on this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I just think it's clean, right? Clean lines, just beautiful. Also got the Starfire.
There it
Nice.
is. Yeah.
Yep. There was a pretty cool Derek Chu or Art Germ that I didn't pull the trigger on. Alternate that was kind of cool. I got the Batman Generation Joker.
Nice.
Um,
The White Knight universe.
Yep, White Knight. Hawk Girl 1.
Yeah.
And, I don't know how I missed the B cover you showed, Tim. That is awesome. But I did get the 1 in 25
My Lord.
with the JSA on it.
That
Yeah.
1 in 25 is amazing.
Yeah, I know. Got some, but yeah. So it's pretty
Wow.
awesome. And as far as collected editions, I got this Crisis on Multiple Earths, which collects the DC team ups where the Justice League would team up with the JSA. And
I have the older version, Volume 2 of Crisis on Multiple Earths. I haven't read it yet, but it's something I'm looking forward to.
well, I have the originals, and then I have they put these out before, and so most of what I have in this book I already have collected in a trade. But in this volume, they put in the last two JLA JSA team ups that they never collected yet.
Ooh, nice.
So they were in here, so it was worth it for me to buy this book to get those final two. And then I got the Human Target, the
nice.
two. You know, I loved this series, loved it. It's not in continuity, and when Tom King writes out of continuity, he's free to color outside the lines. I love the stories. I enjoy the hell out of it. So this is the hardback of part 2.
That is wonderful. And that covers your DC for the week?
That's my DC for this week, all this week, and then part of last week. Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, Dan, why don't you go ahead and round us out with DC and then take us into Independence, if you don't mind.
All right. So all my stuff is from last week because, as you can see from my surroundings, I am still on vacation. I leave to go home tomorrow morning. So I wasn't able to get my pull this week. So this is stuff that I got last week. Before I left. So like
we didn't have a show last week, so this is perfect.
Yeah. So I also have the World's Finest Teen Titans. I love that cover. And DC's really pushing Titans now. They got the Titans book.
Yeah.
They got this World's Finest Titans. They got the Tales of the Teen Titans that you guys showed where Starfire's in the first issue, right? But I think like each issue is going to be about a different Titan. Like they're really pushing Titans right now.
Yeah, they want Titans to be the premier team, and I think they're doing a really good job of that right now.
Yeah, and real good job too of canceling their awesome TV show right when you're pushing them as the team for DC. So good job.
Right.
They want everything in continuity. I don't blame them.
So and I like the change that they did in this with Robin. It's like, oh no, he has black pants. You know, he wasn't running around in ankle undies. Yeah. Come on, we remember. I got Batman Incorporated 10. Been loving this series.
Yeah, I dig that too. That's been a good book.
Yeah, been so much fun. And there was in issue 9 and issue 10, not to spoil it too much, but let's just say the roster of Batman Incorporated shrunk a little bit.
Ooh.
And then I'll close. I got some of the Night Terror books. I got the Night Terror's Batman.
Wow.
These are all the A covers. I got the Green Lantern one, which I absolutely love that cover.
Such an awesome cover.
That's a good one.
It's so great. And then I got the Night Terror's Flash #1.
I love the A cover for that. That just looks amazing.
And then for Independence, I only have one. As everyone knows, I'm a big Rocketeer fan, so I got Rocketeer, The Den of Thieves #1.
Nice.
Which picks up right after the miniseries that just ended a couple months ago. Great Race, where where the Rocket Pack got messed up, and he was gonna give up and be in the Rocketeer and walks away from it. And then this picks up right after that. So I didn't pick it up because limited funds, but I also have in my pool box the sketch variant for that. So I'll be getting that at some point and doing my own cover for it. So that's the only independent I have.
Right
Nice.
on. Well, Uncle Gary, why don't you go ahead and continue us with some independents for the week?
All right. Lamentation #3. I got that. That's where the gal goes for an audition and she gets into doing a play and they're rehearsing and she can't get out and she's locked into a little supernatural conundrum.
What company is putting that out?
This is
that Oni Press?
Oni. Yeah, this is Oni.
Wow.
Oni Press. So Lamentation. So this is the 3rd issue. I did read it. I thought it was interesting. I would give it a 7 out of 10.
Right on.
Maybe 7.5. 7.5. Maybe.
Nice.
I got Frank Miller Ronin book 2.
Oh.
So I don't know what the hell Frank Miller's doing, but I'm getting it anyway. So I don't know.
Doing all he can.
Oh man. Like Dan, of course, I got the Rocketeer.
There you go.
But I also got the Rocketeer B cover.
Ooh,
Nice.
Little Rocketeer and Little Betty. This is kind of silly, but you know what? I'm a silly guy sometimes, as evidenced by my Plastic Man cover I showed the other day. in front of the, I don't know if you got to see it, Tim, but the cover, it was a Plastic Man all goofed up with his body shape.
Yeah.
And he's standing in front of a funhouse mirror,
Yes.
and the funhouse
looks
mirror's got a
normal.
straight image.
Yep.
Kyle Baker, what a brilliant concept, right? Just brilliant.
What
But
did
anyway,
Batman say? Plastic Man is the most dangerous hero if he ever went rogue because he's virtually immortal.
Well, that and he's a big hit with the ladies.
That is true.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, remember the JLA when Martian Manhunter, got taken over by someone, and Plastic Man was the only one that could stop him.
I don't remember the exact details of it, but it sounds vaguely familiar.
Yeah.
From the Morrison run of JLA, I remember they were. I wrote this on the site. They were at some function. They were trying to infiltrate, and Big Barda put on this red gown, and the red gown was Plastic Man. And when she found out, she was not happy. She was whipping the shit out of it. It was awesome. Gail Simone did a mini series on Plastic Man a couple of years ago, and he was getting, before he got his plastic powers, he was getting beaten up by one of the former mobsters when he was just straight Eel O'Brien. And so Plaz is shooting his mouth, Eel is shooting his mouth off, and the guy that's getting ready to beat him up, he says, "Hey, wait, can you do me a favor?" He says, "I heard, oh God, what'd he say? I heard your mom's coming into town. Could you get the pack of condoms I left at your sister's house?"
Oh man!
Oh man! He got his ass kicked for just great line. Shit. Anyway, going back to me being silly. Sven Dooley.
Oh,
he's a horror host that's still on MeTV, and I just love the cheesy old horror host. Here in DC, we had Count Gordeval. Do y'all remember that?
Yeah, I do.
Kid. So Sven Dooley is a horror host. Actually, I think the guy that plays Sven Dooley took over for his father that did it years ago. So anyway, it's just silly, and he's a big comic fan too. I know. George Perez was a big fan of Sven Dooley, and had done some art with Sven on it. So just, I appreciate it. I got a book I knew nothing about, and Rob, the owner of the majority owner of Comic Logic, turned me on to A Vicious Circle. This is the second issue that came out, and we still had a copy of the first one that came out in like December. This is Lee Bermejo's art. It is stunning.
Wow.
And it is a guy named Mattson Tomlin wrote it. I don't know. Can you see that?
Wow, that looks awesome.
It is. God, there's some black and white in the early pages.
Wow.
But just this is stunning, and he's got a protagonist, and they're in a bit of a time jump thing, and it's just amazing. He and someone else, they're in a death, it's hard to explain, but I really enjoyed it.
Looks good.
But A Vicious Circle is supposed to be a third issue. Oh, let's see. I can show you. Who doesn't want to see a good dinosaur picture? Let me see.
Right.
Where's the dino? But I just thought it was a fantastic book. So we got some dino.
Wow.
Got some dino action. So where they're, like I said, the two protagonists are jumping back and forth through time. But A Vicious Circle, again, it's done by Boom. So, and they're doing it this is the size of the DC Black Label books.
Yeah.
So very pleasant surprise. And because it looks so good, I had to read that immediately. So I read both of them. And the other independent I got the Vault of Horror Archives, #3. Folks, if you want to see comic history, these EC compilations are affordable, and you can read the stories that almost got our medium shut down.
Yeah.
Almost got comics banned. So Vault of Horror, they have Tales from the Crypt, they have Vault of Terror, and they also have shock suspense stories. But the EC books, I have a few EC books. I have one great representative from all the great titles. I can't afford to have these, but I can't afford to have these beautiful collections on beautiful paper, and these stories are phenomenal. So my recommendation, get these EC books. This, my friends, comic history, reprinted affordably for us. So
there you go.
that's my spiel.
All right, Sal, go ahead and take us down the road farther with some independence, if you don't mind.
All right, I only got one independent to show, Tim, and this is based off of your recommendation.
Ooh.
I went and got Void Rivals 1.
Yeah.
And
Jetfire cover.
the number 2.
Nice.
So I have not read these yet, but you said to pick them up, to read them. And
yeah.
I said, okay.
Get started, man.
If Tim recommends it, I'm gonna try it.
Well, I continue to recommend it, Sal, because like you, I have issue number 2 of Void Rivals.
There you go.
I can't wait to read this. This, I think, is the B cover, if I'm not mistaken. Pretty confident this is the B. This is not the A cover.
That's correct. It's the B cover.
Yeah. So the Energon universe, ladies and gentlemen, this is the new start of Transformers and G.I. Joe in a shared universe. And Robert Kirkman, Lorenzo De Felici, and Mathis Lopez are doing some gorgeous work in here, and it is wonderful. So highly recommend you check that out. My other independent, I got one more after this, actually. The Last Ronin Lost Day special. Curious about this, so I'm gonna check that out. And from my understanding, they are doing a Last Ronin 2. So there's that. So this is gonna be an even bigger alternate future. So looking forward to that there. And then finally, I do believe this was Dan and Uncle Gary that were talking about this 2 weeks ago, and I finally grabbed a copy. Barnstormers number 1.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, so I am excited to get started on this based on what you guys were talking about, how much you loved it and enjoyed it. I can't wait to dive into it. And it's got Scott Snyder. So
It's a good book.
A Ballad of Love and Murder. Well, gentlemen, I'm going to continue right along. We're going to get some Marvel out of the way. I only have 2, and I will show those. The first is Moon Knight City of the Dead. This is the Scotty Young variant.
That's a great cover.
I love it. Love Scotty Young. Anything with the series that I'm getting in polls, if it's got a Scotty Young cover, I will grab it. Yeah, nice. Very awesome. Especially Mr. Moon Knight up there. Yeah, wonderful.
Mr. Moon.
And the best part about the Amazing Spider-Man right now is the alternate covers. And this one is no different. This is the Amazing Spider-Man number 29, the Hellfire Gala variant edition by DNA.
Ooh,
nice.
Gorgeous. Right, everything on the inside of the book is complete and utter dog shit, but the book is the cover is amazing. Oh, you jest, my good friend, but when that stupid storyline with Dr. Octopus is over, I'm gonna tear that an even bigger asshole than I did the death of Ms.
Ooh, man!
But you keep buying it.
Maybe. Well, yeah. I mean,
yeah.
The alternate covers are awesome. I can't go wrong with that. But
yep.
I'll buy it. I'll give them my money, but I'll tell them how much I hate giving them my money, and then I'll give them some more. So
and they'll sit there like, "Oh yeah, you hate it. That's nice." 10.
Hey, you know what, Tim? I'm going to defend you. Hang with you. Just like I hung with this sorry ass football team under Dan Snyder. You know how I got through watching the games? I used to watch the games and I used to get so mad and so angry, but then I realized this is a comedy. So I would watch the games with the Benny Hill music playing in my head, and it made it right. It was supposed to be funny.
Oh,
yeah,
I can't wait.
You told us you refused to give him any of your money.
I can't. Well, sometimes I don't.
Well, no, I would watch on TV. I would watch on TV. I wouldn't go to the. I mean, listen, free tickets I turned down often lately.
I would pass up an interview with Zeb Wells because I think he's also another thing in the letter section for ASM 29. Once again, not a single criticism. It's all stuff blowing smoke up his skirt. So there's that. Sal, show us some Marvel, please. I'm tired of talking.
Coming from the man, the president of the Zeb Wells fan club.
Yeah, thank you very much. Self-appointed.
Yeah,
all right.
I heard that Tim was going to change his son's name to Zeb Wells Morse.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna change it to Zebariah Wellison Wells.
He's not changing his son's name. He's changing his name.
Yeah, that's exactly right. The documents are in the mail right now. So.
Yes.
Sal,
All right.
please go ahead.
Marvel, we got Blade #1.
Ooh, Blade.
It's cool.
Not
I
bad.
passed
Pretty good
on
story. I did read this one. It was not bad. So worthy of seeing where the story goes. I got Extreme Venomverse #5.
Very nice. Ooh, sharks.
Oh, that's cool. That's a
Baby
cool
shark.
cover.
Baby Venom Shark.
I'm
I'm not ready yet though. And then I got X-Men Red #13.
Oh,
There we
wow.
Yep.
Okay.
So that is in my Marvel stack from my LCS. I have more coming from my Heroes Corner shipment coming, but don't have them in hand yet.
Your 50-pound boxes.
Yes.
Okay. Uncle Gary, go ahead and continue with Marvel this week, if you don't mind.
All right. I got the regular A cover of Moon Knight, City of the Dead.
See, I love that cover, and we didn't have it.
Yep. I love it. I love it. I'm very happy with that.
Is that going to be an ongoing or a mini?
I think it's
Mini.
a mini. I think
it's
mini.
a City of the Dead's a mini.
Yeah, that's what I thought, but then I thought I saw something that said ongoing. I was like, I like Moon Knight, but I don't know if Moon Knight.
Well, the other one's still ongoing as far as I know.
Yeah.
So I think this is just a mini. Now, I know, Tim, you were talking about you really like the B covers of Spider-Man. I really dig this cover.
Now that
was
cover
nice.
is cool. I like the cover for 29. I just didn't show it because I didn't want to give.
I hear you, but I really like this cover. This cover I thought was pretty nice. And then the other new Spider-Man book I got was this one.
Yeah,
Wait a minute.
Nice. Well,
Wait a minute.
This was the facsimile that just came out.
Okay. Are you sure? No, it's not. Wait a minute.
Look at that price.
20 cents. What a dude. Come on.
Okay, all right. Hey Sal, I know I showed it last week on the meeting, but I do need you to come, put your grading eye on it. This is pretty we're in 9 territory here, pal.
Getting
All right. I will do so. Next time we're there, I'll do so.
Which is next week. Woo!
Yeah.
Now don't listen to him when he tells you that he has to take it home to examine it.
Shut up, Dan.
Hey, listen. You know what? You can hug them here and examine them here. Just got to put on, like in the doctor's office, they got to put on those gloves. So there we go. Also, X-Men Red.
Nice.
X-Men Red. I got the Tales of Suspense facsimile, first Hawkeye.
No, that's not.
Oh,
come on.
That's not?
You need to put on your facsimile glasses because those are originals.
Wait a minute. Let me get This is the problem. I got stacks of shit laying around. You don't know what you're going to pay. Oh, you know what? I should have known it was on the other side.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
All right. So the first one, this is first appearance of Hawkeye. What's the significance of this?
The
Y'all
second
know?
appearance of Hawkeye?
No, he's not. I don't think he is. But this is when Cap got his ongoing feature in Tales of Suspense, where Iron Man and Cap split the book from this point on. So 58 on, Tales of Suspense became an Iron Man and a Cap book.
Nice.
So that's the significance there. But first Hawkeye. All right.
Yeah, that's all. Whatever.
Yeah, an X-Men book I really enjoyed was this Days of Future Past.
Oh yeah.
I'm on the fence about that. I kind of like what Claremont did, and I like the ability to fill in the gaps myself. And I'm not.
Did you read this one, Tim?
No, not yet.
I enjoyed it. It is. I agree with you there that Claremont told a perfect story, but I read this and found it interesting.
Okay.
And there was a body count, which was interesting.
It's still at the shop I work at, so I might pick it up.
So I'd be curious to see what you think about it, because listen, I'm like you. Days of Future Past is one of the greatest stories ever told, those 2 issues. But I found this interesting. I didn't find it necessarily blasphemous. I found it interesting.
Nice. Okay.
Yep. And one of my favorites is Steranko. And whenever Steranko has new artwork out, I love that a lot.
Oh.
So whenever he does a new cover.
Yeah. Come on. Tell people you fall for this trick once, not 4 times.
All right.
Yes, we can. That's also a facsimile. Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
There we go. And now this
Facsimile.
was really cool.
Whatever.
This is Moon Knight 24, the Negative Space.
Oh,
thing.
yeah,
love
that's
it.
awesome.
I actually have that sitting over here.
Yeah. So that came out, I know, last week, but I think that is fantastic.
Yeah. I love the Negative Space.
That's super cool.
I do too.
Is that all you got?
Yeah. I had to throw a few zingers in there. Just keep...
It's all right. It's all good.
Fair enough. Dan, round us out with this week or last week's Marvel that you got, and then we'll dive into some back issues, and then Uncle Gary is going to give us a showcase.
All right, so I also got the Days of Future Past Doomsday #1.
Did you read it?
I did read it. I've read all these. I've really been looking forward to this because I love the X-Men. I absolutely hate what they're doing with them now, so I stopped reading it after like the first 11 or 12 issues.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also curious what they're going to do with it. You know, they released that new logo to kind of tease what's going to be coming out. But Days of Future Past is such a fantastic storyline. There was so much that he did, that Claremont and Byrne did in 2 issues.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
So Uncle Gary's intrigued.
I liked what I liked so far. What did you think?
I like it. The only problem I have with it is I thought they had too high of a body count in the first few pages.
There was a high body count. There sure was.
Yeah, like in the first few pages, like dead. I'm like, okay, come on, like spread it out a little bit. Oh, you have a whole mini series here.
It's a Tarantino film.
Yeah, it was.
Was Wolverine one of the dead ones?
Well, no, because he's in the original story.
Yeah. I was intrigued about the Cyclops, what they did with Cyclops a little bit.
He survived, right?
You know, in the 90s, they revisited the Days of Future Past storyline. They did a 3-issue Wolverine miniseries, which I believe I reviewed.
Yeah, and you bombed the crap out of it too.
Yeah. Well, when I went back and read it, I realized how terrible it was, because they tried to incorporate characters that were created well after that storyline. So with this, I appreciate that. Yeah, there's some characters that weren't around then, but it's essentially here's all the characters that were in X-Men then, and just telling the story going forward. Like, we're not introducing Jubilee and Bishop and all these characters and trying to fit them into this world. You know, so I appreciate that it's pretty much just sticking for the most part with characters that were around then, which was a failing of the Wolverine one by trying to like fit in like Jubilee and Sync and some of these other characters.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm intrigued to see, like, Gary, I enjoyed the first issue for the most part, and I'm intrigued to see where the second one goes.
Nice.
I also got Thor Annual 1, but it's the book that closes out the current Thor series before the new one, the Immortal Thor, launches that Al Ewing is doing. So it's okay. It's like how they did the annual for Hulk that closed out that series before the new one started. It's, you know, if you don't read it, you're not going to miss anything for any greater narrative, but it's okay. It's actually got pretty decent art in it.
Nice.
The A cover for Captain America 750.
Yeah.
Last time we did this, I showed off. I had the George Perez variant, so I had to get the regular one too. And this giant, enormous 25th issue is right for Moon Knight, because this is
good though.
Yeah, like you don't often see a new issue that's got a spine like that.
No,
I think
it was definitely an awesome read,
and it left you on a cliffhanger.
Yeah, and whoever thought that McKay is so good. Whoever thought that somebody would write a book that would make you care about 8-Ball?
Right, dude.
Like 8-Ball is such a worthless, nothing character, and McKay's had him pop up a few times in Moon Knight. And after this issue, you're looking at it, me and like, man, like I want to see some more 8-Ball, and I never thought that that would ever.
McKay is taking those D and E list villains and turning them into page turners, and it is amazing. Black Spectre, Zodiac, Morbius, 8-Ball, right? And so much more.
8 Ball he made interesting. This new Black Spectre looks pretty
good.
interesting, and it doesn't reveal who he is, though. I've got my theory on who it is based on reading this issue, but I'm not certain yet. But yeah, like I said, like whoever, I never would have thought, like, oh man, I want to see more 8 Ball. Like,
right?
Never would have thought that until I read that.
Yeah. Is that it? Is that all you got for Marvel this week?
That's all I got.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is our showcase for this week's hottest issues. Right now, we're going to get into some back issues, but before we do that, I would like to talk about this week's sponsor for tonight's episode. That is W Energy, ladies and gentlemen. Go to w.gg to save 10% on your order using keyword code -X at checkout. Sal, let everybody know just how awesome W Energy is.
Well, they're coming from a guy who used to hate energy drinks. I never really liked them because they were awful tasting. These drinks are great tasting. They have no bad aftertaste. They've got no jitters. They've got no bad crash. It's a great clean form of energy drink, and I enjoy it, a lot of it. I really appreciate the Monkey Madness one, which is also caffeine free.
Yeah, absolutely.
And what did you that one with, Sal?
So after sampling it, as the way it should be, I added a secret ingredient, and it was even better after that.
Wow, that's amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, please stick around for more recipe tips for your W Energy. But please use keyword code -X at checkout to save 10%. Go to w.gg. All right, let's go ahead and dive into some back issue stuff. Once again, gentlemen, I'm going to go ahead and kick us off. I got 3 trades that I want to show you. One is for the Department of Truth, Volume 2. Love this series. I have Volume 1. This is Volume 2. Can't wait to dive into it. If you're into conspiracy theories or anything like that, Big Brother government, things like that, this is the book for you. Can't wait to dive into it. But like I said earlier, this came in the shop today and it immediately went into my hands. This is one of the greatest Batman stories I think that has ever been told, and that is Batman Hush Volume 1.
Yeah.
Jim Lee, Jeff Loeb, great team up, and Volume 2.
Nice.
So there we go. I'm going to be reading this tomorrow. But to move forward, I got a series here. I just started reading issue 1. I've been trying to get all these in the wild, and this is The Wicked and the Divine. If you haven't read this, please do. The first issue blew me away. Like, I was not expecting anything of what was inside the book. And I'm not even going to tell you what it's about. You just have to read it, and then after that, we'll have a conversation. But The Wicked and the Divine, ladies and gentlemen, go ahead and grab that. Got some more Lady Death action. This is actually issue number 3.
Ooh.
Yeah, I dig that. I'm on a big Lady Death kick right now, so anything with her on the cover that's older, I'm going to try and get a hold of.
She could never drown. I bet you're trying to get a hold of that.
Well, I know what the end result will be, but
now you know
some
why
things are worth it.
Did what he did.
Exactly.
Some things are worth it.
That is very true. Moving forward, this is another issue in my quest to get all of the Uncanny X-Men. Right now, I am at 165 to 544, unbroken.
Nice.
Yeah, thank you. And this is issue number 159.
Ooh.
There you go.
Yeah.
Nice cover.
I love this cover. I think that's Storm in the background. Yeah, that is.
Mm-hmm.
So beautiful. Yeah, very good. Got a low, it's a higher issue for Amazing Spider-Man, but it's silver nonetheless. This is, and it's gorgeous too, issue number 88 of Amazing Spider-Man.
Oh, wow.
There you go.
That is nice.
Yeah, very cool. The Arms of Dr. Octopus.
Not written by Zeb Wells.
Definitely not.
Stan.
Next, we have more Spider-Man action. This is Maximum Clonage Alpha.
Oh,
90s goodness.
Ugh.
Yeah. Sal's
One of my
favorite
top-
book, it sounds like.
Yeah. One of my top not favorite stories.
Wow. More maximum clonage. This is part 3 of 6, but this is Amazing Spider-Man number 404. Beautiful Bagley artwork. That's the shirt I'm wearing, by the way.
Yeah.
Nice.
That is Bagley.
It is. It absolutely is. Sal, this one's for you. This is Predator number 1. This is the Lee Inhyuk variant edition.
Ooh, nice.
Oh, great cover.
I love it. All of his work I really thoroughly enjoy, and him doing something like this is even better.
Have you read that one yet?
Not yet.
Here's a trivia question for you. Who did the voice of the Predator in the original Predator movie? Who did all the Predator sounds?
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
No.
I have no idea.
Jean-Claude Van Damme was originally cast as Predator, then quit because he couldn't do his...
He complained too much, yeah. Why can I not do the splits? The Predator does the splits. Mr. Van Damme, no, he definitely does not.
He had to, they couldn't use him because he couldn't say, "Get to the chopper."
Get to the chopper.
Get to the chopper.
Who did the voice, Dan?
It was
Peter Weller? No.
It was Optimus Prime himself, Peter Cullen.
No,
Peter Cullen.
Wow.
Peter Cullen is the one that did all the, like all the clicks and the sound on it. And if you look it up on YouTube, there's a great story that he tells about how he came up with it, like how they called him in to do the audition, and he was saying like, he told his agent like, no more monster stuff for a while. Like I just finished doing all this King Kong stuff, and my throat's messed up. And they called him in to do that, and there's a pretty cool story he tells about how he saw, he first saw what the character looked like, and how he just kind of came up with that, and they were like, "Oh shit, that's really good."
Peter Cullen's throat was messed up from all the Cullenlingus he was doing.
Oh my god! Continuing on, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Amazing Spider-Man number 32. This is the Spencer run, which I think he did a good job. I didn't have complaints during his run, and that's another issue that I need for that. Here's some old Moon Knight. This is an awesome painted cover. Now, you guys have heard me complain about Volume 1 of Moon Knight, and rightfully so. It's not that good, but a lot of the covers are pretty awesome. This is issue number 6.
Oh, yeah. Psychowitz had such great covers on that.
Yeah, that's where I think he got to stretch his wings a lot.
His style definitely changed when he did that book.
From Moon Knight to New Mutants.
New Mutants is when he went nuts.
Yeah,
but like you started seeing his transformation on Moon Knight, like even from when he first started on there, and then as he got into it, and like you see him, you really saw his style change and get to be less of the standard comic booky stuff that you saw, and more kind of out there.
Yeah.
I think he was tired of being labeled as a Neil Adams clone, which is one of the things people leveled at him. And if you're going to be a clone, being a Neil Adams clone, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
but
that's also true.
Even in his earlier work, I don't see Neil Adams in there at all.
In some of his early Moon Knight, I see a bit of Adams.
Fair enough. I can see that. I can see that. Here's something I get to see all the time now. This is Wolverine number 24, iconic Jim Lee artwork.
There you go.
Nice.
Yeah, super cool. I love that. This is slab worthy. More Jim Lee artwork before he did X-Men. This is Punisher War Journal number 19.
You just rented its jet ski to the Punisher. Kiss that baby goodbye.
I
don't even have to read it. I know it by heart.
There you go. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you're not getting that back.
I picked that as one of my top covers when we did the character of the week for Punisher.
Yep.
Really?
The only thing that could make that better is if you read the book. Inside the book, he's wearing this tacky Hawaiian shirt throughout the issue. I don't know why they didn't put that shirt on him on the cover. It would have made it, it was a great cover, but it would have made it so much better.
Well, continuing on with awesome cover artwork, this is the Amazing Spider-Man number 800. Alex Ross, beautiful.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, can't go wrong there.
Was that part of the Red Goblin storyline?
Yes.
I love that story.
The first full appearance of Red Goblin.
Yeah, I love that story.
I haven't read it. That was at a time when I was out, and now I got to catch up with all those good stories. Here is awesome Eric Larson artwork. This is Amazing Spider-Man number 338.
Oh yeah,
Can't
Battle
go wrong
Royale.
there. Yeah.
That was a cool storyline.
Is this
That was.
the Return of the Sinister Six, part 5 of 6. Yeah,
Yep.
absolutely. Very, very good stuff. We're gonna go into some annuals real quick. We have the Amazing Spider-Man annual number. This is year 1997. Not too
Nice.
shabby. Yeah, that's when they changed everything to the years instead of the numbers. We have Amazing Spider-Man annual number 1. This is from volume 2. Jackpot.
Very nice.
Oh,
That's cool.
Yep. And
not
then
Mary Jane then, but now.
right. Then we have the Amazing Spider-Man annual number 1. I can't remember what volume this is from, but it's annual number 37. So there is that.
Oh, I love
there
that
you
cap cover. Yep.
Yeah.
I do too. I like that it says collector's item classic right under his feet. And it's got all the advertisements are something different. Plus the return of Untold Tales of Spider-Man for the first time ever. Spidey meets Captain America. Yeah, it's so awesome. I dig it. Next we have Amazing Spider-Man number 6. This is volume 2. Howard Mackey was doing the writing for this. So there's that. Yeah. This one's pretty awesome. This is Hawkman number 1, 90s chromium goodness.
Oh yeah, I have that one. Yeah.
Yep.
I love
good one.
that. That is wonderful. That's when he had the armor stuff.
Yeah, the gold and black armor.
And if you can't see it there, but he has Wolverine's claws too.
Yeah, claws too. Yep.
Yeah. Still cool nonetheless. Uncle Gary, this one is for you. You are all about some strange tales. Well, the one that Tom King did, I have issues 1 and 2, but I got issue 3.
Yep.
And then issue 4.
Oh, yeah, those are so cool covers.
Yeah.
And I like the story a lot.
I haven't read it. I'm a couple of issues. I'm 4 issues away from the whole run, and I want to wait till I get it all to read it. Issue 6, I love this cover.
That is a great cover. Yep, the skeletons.
Yeah, I've heard controversial stuff about this story, but that makes me want to read it even more.
Tim,
I hated it. I got to be honest.
I
really hated it.
If you take it out of canon, right? I love Adam Strange. I really do.
Well, it's
but
Black
I'm
Label,
reading
so
this as another version of Adam Strange.
Yeah.
I'm not reading it as my classic version. I'm reading it as just like a different world, a different Earth, and the version of it. The Batman, Mr. Terrific was in it. Alana was quite the character in it. So it like I said, it wasn't the traditional Adam Strange who I love. And if I had taken it that way, I think I would have been just upset about it. But because I looked at it as it's a whole different version, it's not canon, I could dig it.
Anything that's Black Label, I automatically take out of canon anyways. Continuing on, issue number 7. And issue number 8.
I will say the one thing that was good about that series was how Mr. Terrific was handled in it.
Nice. Now, Uncle Gary, this also is for you. This is the Spectre Demetis issues that I got. We got issue 16.
Very nice.
And for ladies and gentlemen, this is when Hal Jordan was the Spectre.
Cool.
Number 18. Very cool.
All these are great.
Oh, yeah. Number 19 with
Dark Side. Yep.
Dark Side action going on there. And then we've got number 20. I like these covers like this that use white as a big part of the backdrop.
Oh, that's cool.
I dig
Very
that.
cool.
Yeah, I love it a lot. Then we have number 21.
That's a great cover.
Yeah, I like that one too. And then number 24. All these I got in the dollar bin.
Very nice.
Yep. I got a couple more, gentlemen, and then I will be done with back issues here. We got Superman the Man of Steel number 100.
That's cool.
Not too shabby. Yeah. Batman number 629. Jason Lives.
Yes.
That's a great cover.
Love
Yeah.
the painted covers.
Is that Wagner?
Winnick,
Winnick,
Nguyen,
that's
and
Winnick.
Friend.
That's Wynn that did the interior, but
Yeah.
I think Wagner did the cover.
Batman One Bad Day, Two-Face number 1. Didn't have this. Anxious to read it. I've loved every One Bad Day story so far. So
I like
I'm
that one a
excited for
lot.
that.
I like that one. Yep.
This one I'm anxious to dive into because if I understand right, this one helped bring Dead Man back into kind of a spotlight. This is Dead Man Love After Death.
Kelly Jones. Yep.
Yeah. So with his abstract artwork and all that stuff, I can't wait to dive into this.
The Dead Man is such an interesting character.
I agree. And he's not utilized near enough.
Well, that's why one thing that's nice about Night Terrors is that he's a big player in this.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Right.
absolutely.
And we'll see if my theory about who Insomnia is correct. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
Dan, do you have any back issues this week or no?
No, I did not. I ended up not buying anything at the tire shop.
Fair enough.
You
Sal,
got
what about
radials.
Sal,
It'd be
what
great if
about
Dan
you?
picked up a tire and said, "Here's what I got at the comic store."
Do you
Yeah, I
have
got a
back
couple.
issues? All right.
I do.
Go
have
for
some.
it. And then Uncle Gary, we will let you round us out and take away with your showcase and any other back issues that you have to show.
All righty.
All right, so I picked these up for $1 each. This is a guy on Facebook Marketplace and happens to live near Dan and I. He lives in Mount Airy, and so I went ahead and picked it up. He did join Comic Character of the Day. I
Nice.
believe his name was John Zimmerman. I don't remember. So apologies if you're watching this and I don't remember your name. But I picked up Robin number 1, the foily goodness.
Nice. Can't go wrong.
Robin number 1, the regular edition.
Yeah.
Here it is.
I think that is some of the best artwork of the 90s right there.
Oh yeah, the Tom Grummett Robbins.
Yes.
X Factor number 1, beat up copy.
Ah, so good.
Can't beat that for $1.
Yep. What if Phoenix had lived? Or I'm sorry, what if Rose again?
Very
That's
nice.
Wasn't that the one that was technically like the first appearance of Omega Red, where he's like drawn in the background, or was that another What If?
I don't remember. I'll have to look that up. Okay. What if the Hulk went berserk?
Every issue.
I have what if story of what if Spider-Man had rescued Gwen Stacy.
There you go. Hey, Beak, if that's something you want to do, buddy, go right ahead, sit down, relax, and get comfortable while we go through back issues.
Yep. Picked up Indiana Jones, Fate of Atlantis.
Oh, I love that cover.
Have you read
Dark
it?
Horse.
Is that good?
No, I have not read any of these yet. So, and we got number 2.
I love all the painted covers.
And that's
Those are
that's a
amazing.
Dark Horse production there. So
Nice.
let's see. I got Havoc Wolverine Meltdown.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the trade.
Havoc is
Or-
having none of Wolverine's crap.
Got that issue.
Wow.
And I also picked up this one. These were all $1 a piece.
Oh, that's
Nice.
great. Simonson. Nice.
Score.
Yeah. Here's a couple for Uncle Gary. I got a Sergeant Rock.
That's right, baby.
Right on.
And I got another Sergeant Rock.
Very nice.
Joe Kubert covers. Yeah.
One more Sergeant Rock. The kids are going after a tank.
Wow.
And I got this old beat up copy of Sergeant Fury and his Howling Commandos,
Ooh.
Oh,
number
nice.
22. And Jimmy is written on the front cover there. Hi, Penny.
Well,
Penny
Ghost.
this tonight.
Jimmy loved that book.
Yep.
Wanted his buddies to know it was his, not
Mhm.
theirs.
And a classic Buckaroo Banzai number
Oh,
2.
Wow.
With Big Bootay in the
Mhm.
picture. Big Bootay.
Remember, no matter where you go.
There you are.
There you are.
Oh
That's
my
right.
God.
There
Sal,
you
is that
are.
it for
That's-
back issues?
Back issues. Yes, that is it for
All
Becky.
right. Uncle Gary, the floor is yours. Take us home and show us some awesome stuff.
All right, so we're gonna go with my birthday swag that my lovely redheaded goddess got me from Damien, my personal comic dealer that she shops at. Got a Miss Marvel 9, first appearance of Deathbird.
Nice.
So Miss Marvel 9.
That's cool.
That is very cool.
Deathbird was really popular in the 90s.
She was on the Avengers for a while.
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely. So I got Fear 10, and the big deal about Fear 10 is this is the first Man-Thing in a comic. Before that, he was in the Marvel magazines, the black and white magazines. But this is the first comic appearance, and it's a Gray Morrow cover, which is really cool.
Nice.
So this is the first Man-Thing. So thanks again to my lovely wife for that.
Wes got one of those, and he got his graded. I can't remember the grade that it came out as, though.
Well, Fear, so Man-Thing was in Fear from 10 to issue 19.
Yep.
And after 19, Man-Thing got his own book. But issue 19 is also the first appearance of a character a lot of people hate, Howard the Duck.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
that's
I hate Howard the Duck.
Character.
No. No, sir.
Also from the lovely wife, Batman number 104.
Wow.
So my Batman run, I'm about...
I love that cover.
Yeah, it's great. I think it's Win Mortimer. I'm about 15, 16 issues away from having 100 up on Batman.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
So yeah, so my run from Batman is from the late 50s up. So not a bad run, right?
No, not at all.
Unbroken.
Does he have diving gear on in that?
What'd you say?
On the cover, are they wearing?
Oh yes,
they
both have diving gear. They both have diving gear, and the dragon is breathing water under fire. Breathing fire underwater. Let's say it the right way.
Gotta love the 50s.
Yep.
Bad scuba gear.
Anyway, so this World's Finest number 156 is the first appearance of Bizarro Batman. So what's really funny on this is the Joker, who's regular Joker, they think because he's got a white face that he's Bizarro. He goes, thanks, Bizarro Superman. Me am Bizarro Joker. See, me got white face too. And he's saying, I'll con these two dolts into helping me make fools of the real Superman and Batman. But the best part is Bizarro Batman saying, stop, Bizarro Superman's ripping the bars up. He goes, stop, Bizarro Superman. No, use your super strength to free Joker. Is easier for me to open cell with corkscrew from my useless belt.
Wow. Reading Bizarro's speak is a feat of itself.
So he has a corkscrew in his hand. It's hard to see, but he's got a corkscrew, and it's from his useless belt. So
that's amazing.
You can't go wrong there. And then
useless belts.
Yeah, exactly. From my good friend Kate, that's a good friend of the family, she got me Web of Horror number 2. This was a 3-issue magazine series that featured Bernie Wrightson's first professional work. Now, this isn't his cover. He did interior work, but this completes the 3-issue Web of Horror series. So,
that cover is wild.
Yeah, it is. It is wild.
Jeez.
Yeah, the third issue of it's really amazing. It's actually a Wrightson cover, but it is. It's wild. It's pretty cool, man.
Wow, that's so awesome. Like, those books left nothing to the imagination as far as what you were getting yourself into when you picked them up.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and then the last bit of birthday swag is from my kids who hit another home run. They got me my 9th issue of Swamp Thing 9.
Nice.
But it's got something on there.
It's been scribbled on.
Yeah.
You all make fun of me with the Venom copies, but then come on.
The difference is that Uncle Gary only has less than 10. You have 75,000 Venom covers.
Well, this is my 9th issue of 9.
See?
And now, it's signed by Bernie. So now I used to say I always had to have 5 issues of 9, but now the new rubric will be 9 issues of 9 must be in my possession at all times. So when I see these now at a good deal, I'll still buy them, but those can be given as gifts, when I get them. I've given away a bunch of these over the years.
Christmas is coming up.
So that's like your Catcher in the Rye.
Yes, it is. It's gotten harder for me to give them away lately because they have gotten more expensive. But that was my deal. So that was my birthday swag. I also went to a joint here in Winchester, local joint in Winchester, Virginia. It's 2 counties over from where I'm at, and we have a good relationship with Four Color Collectibles there. And they had their annual outdoor sale where they put tents up and they take their back stock out there. So some of the books I got there. This is actually for my friend Tim there. This is Spectre Zero.
Love it.
Great cover.
The Great Mandrake cover. So Tim, I don't know how or when I'm getting it to you. I don't know if if you get your butt down here in October. I don't know if it's in person or if I mail it. And we'll see what I find tomorrow. I'm going to look for some of these. Because you can buy some of these, you can find some of these in the dollar bin sometimes.
I know, and that's half the fun of hunting them down is finding them in the dollar bin.
Tim, this one is also right up your alley. Alien Encounters.
Oh. Yeah.
So look at the tentacle he's got wrapped around her. So
wow, that's how hentai porn got started, ladies and gentlemen.
There you go. I need a couple more issues to have all of the Eclipse Alien Encounters, but all the covers are so cool.
I love the painted covers. They put a lot of work and a lot of effort into it. There's the exploitation and the science fiction and the horror all mixed into one. That is peak 70s, late 60s right there.
Oh, absolutely. I showed you this earlier. This is just I have every issue of Scout. This will be a display copy. I didn't have 2 of this one. I love this cover by Tim Truman.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Truman co-created Grimjack, and he's the sole creator, and he draws Scout. So love Scout. Got that cheap. So again, this is where I was showing you the difference in the bags. This isn't a good bag. This is Scout number 2. The thing that's cool about this, it's signed by Truman on the inside.
Nice.
So I got it. I got a signed copy. I mean, he's drawn things for me, so I've known him for quite a few years. I haven't seen him in Baltimore in a few years. I hope his health is good. I know he's not on the list this year, but anyway, I hope he's doing well. Love Tim Truman. The only volume of Swamp Thing I never finished or never even got was I had a few issues of Swamp Thing 3, volume 3. It went 20 issues, and then because I figured, okay, come on, what's wrong with me? I got to have every volume of Swamp Thing. It focused on his daughter Tefe, and that's why I didn't care as much. So now I'm just lacking the last issue, number 20. And I'll get
Vertigo?
Yeah, this is Vertigo. So this is issue 11. Glenn Fabre cover, who did all the Preacher covers, if you remember.
Yep.
So I was happy to get that. Before there was a Teen Titans Starfire, there was also another Starfire. This is the last issue of the 70s one. This is issue number 8. It was a victim of the DC implosion. So I have half of the books now. I have the first 3, I think, and then number 8. So
wow.
Starfire.
Very cool.
Sandman Mystery Theater. I was missing 3 issues, so now it's down to 2 that I'm missing. This is number, I think this is 18.
Nice.
But anyway, cool cover. Cool Wesley Dodds cover. Chamber Chills I needed. Marvel Horror.
Love it.
So needed that one.
What do you think is better, Marvel Horror or DC Horror?
DC, hands down. Not even DC is Mike Tyson. Marvel is whatever clown they Sphinx. So as far as the horror goes, and actually at this time, a lot of the Marvel horror was reprints. They were just reprinting the old Atlas stuff. Where DC were new stories. And DC, look, the Marvel covers are I'll have to show you the juxtaposition in them. The Marvel covers were dialogue heavy, which sometimes took away from the images. And this one, he's got a lot of dialogue here. There's one where a girl is changed into a monster, and a guy's going, Veronica, where have you gone? Why do I not see you anymore? Why is the only thing left of you this shoe? And then it's just, you could have just had a great image where he's holding up the shoe and she's coming after him. But so it's just kind of funny how DC was more image driven and Marvel was more, verbose on the covers. But
right on.
But the DC the covers were just so magnificent, but yeah, so I am biased. Again, these are display covers. I have every issue of Warlord, but I just love that. It's great. Mike Grill cover,
Nice.
dinosaur cover. And then this is another great one, Our Hero in Repose. And his nice regal outfit. There he goes, Warlord. So those were the back issues I had, and then I've got our Showcase Showdown special. So these were picked. So this is the end of the run. And this is what I'm showing at the end from the vault here. Books I've had for years. This is done in your honor, Tim.
Thank you.
This is for you, my friend. This is the wonderful 10-issue Adventure Comics run from 431 to 440. The Jim Aparo art, Michael Fleischer stories of the Spectre.
Yeah.
And these are
we
beautiful.
share a major passion for the Spectre, Uncle.
Okay,
Gary.
so how do you disarm a fella? You melt his arms.
Yes.
Can't hold
Easy.
up a gun that way.
Yep.
So I believe this is the book where he turned the dude to wax and he lit him. And he lit his wick. Have you ever had your wick lit? You know how painful
And
that
see,
can be.
they still got those. They're not a third of the cover, but they're still big.
But it's a mass. It's a pretty good masthead. I mean, I love that. I love that. This is look good. You can see them in the racks. You can see the what the title is. So that's the first issue. Here's the second, and like I said, these are all great Jim Aparo covers.
Nice.
So
The Spectre returns.
this one here, oh man,
Oh,
I
that's
love that.
yeah, and the horrific. This might be the one where somebody got turned to glass and got shattered.
Wow, that was when the Spectre didn't mess around. You want to say on Skies? I'm gonna kill all of you.
there was a Justice League cover that was kind of like that too, wasn't there?
Like this one.
Yeah, was it Justice League? Or it was a Justice League Justice Society crossover.
I think it was.
Oh, the Spectre was coming out of the tomb. It was number 84.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's another great one. So this one looks like he's turned a dude into a mannequin.
Wow.
Nice.
And his head's falling off. Yeah.
Weird Adventure Tale.
We're right. They changed the title. Weird Adventure. So here we go. So
Look at that.
and interesting enough, in this, the Aquaman became the backup story, and it was Mike Grill's first work at DC.
Nice.
So but yeah, he's coming out of the flame there. Yeah, the Spectre didn't mess around. This is Old Testament Spectre.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, that is nice.
Yeah. So of all these
Release
issues,
the Kraken.
these are my number one copies too of them. I have doubles of almost all of these. But these are doubles. These are not the ones I have on display.
Yeah.
These are the ones from within the collection.
Ooh.
So
he's more in the background of that one, just kind of not like an afterthought, but
he's there, but he's causing that skeleton to keep the guy underwater.
Wow.
The skeleton's grabbing the dude's leg.
I have got to find these.
No, they're spectacular, buddy.
They're adventurous.
They are. They're weird adventurous.
Ooh.
So, in the DC animated movies, they do shorts in the front of them, little short ones.
Oh, I missed them doing that. Those were so cool.
Did you see the Spectre one?
Oh yeah, that one was awesome.
Okay, the Spectre one is taken from this imagery.
Wow. Very
much is the feel of these books here, because he was pretty brutal in that, and it's very much it's the 70s vibe, and that's when these were. This is one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Do some machine gun on a Spectre? I don't think so.
Yeah, it's not. It's going straight through them, isn't it? So, but again, the great mastheads. These things are just beautiful, and this was the final issue of it.
Ooh.
They're looking behind them, but the problem's in front of you.
Yep.
So
wow.
The driver knows.
The driver knows. So, the Spectre. So after this, the Spectre went away and Aquaman took over. And I'll show you a couple of the Aquaman covers just because they're great Jim Aparo covers.
Yeah, but the title changed. Adventure
The
went
title
real
changed.
small, and
Yep. And doesn't it make a difference?
it does.
Yeah.
It does make a difference. Here's the second one. Still
Yeah.
pretty cool covers. This one they changed it again but this for the better a little bit. I mean, I still like the big mastheads, but this is better than what they did in the previous still. And then this is a real cool one.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So anyway, so Aquaman ran for a while, and then he got his own. Matter of fact, I'll show you the last one because it's a big deal. Oh, actually, that's it. So here's where. So Starro, we're all familiar with the cover of Brave and the Bold 28, right?
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
Starro didn't appear again until this book in
Oh.
77. So Starro went 17 years between his first and second appearances.
Wow.
And he faced off against Aquaman solo. And then this is the last Aquaman story.
Ooh.
This is where Manta kills Arthur Jr.
Yeah.
Right.
Wow.
And then after this this continued when Aquaman they relaunched his own book. So
Right.
Wow.
So there's your comic history. A lot of fun.
Uncle Gary's showcase.
That's right, baby.
There we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are about an hour and a half into this show. We are going to go ahead and call this one good. But stick around, because after we leave here, Kevin is going to come on with us. We are going to do Breaking the Code. He has chosen three, top three storylines that we all enjoy.
Yes.
Yeah, that is going to be absolutely amazing. So stick around for that. Ladies and gentlemen, before we get out of here, don't forget to find us on all the socials. All you got to do is type in at the Codex Station. That is where you will find us. Your favorite social media platform where we're live streaming right now. Dan, they got to do something when they find us there. What would that be?
They got to click like. They have to leave a comment to let us know how much they love and adore us and how jealous they are of Uncle Gary's comic collection.
As we all are.
And the most important thing, too, is they got to click follow, especially on YouTube as we quickly approach 1,000 subscribers. I should say subscribe there. And trust me, when we run the 1,000 subscriber contest, it's something that you are going to want to win.
Yes, 110%. Make sure that you
a cornucopia, if you will.
Yes, make sure that you are following us on at least one of our social media platforms and you are subscribed on YouTube. I'll give you that much of a hint. If you do those things, you're in. If you don't, you need to. Sal, before we get out of here, let everybody know where they can find you when you're not doing Codex stuff.
All right. You can always find me on YouTube under Sal's Comic Corner, and actually on Instagram, and when Dan allows it, as Slab Guy 77.
Right. And with Dan as the owner of Instagram, Dan, tell us where they can find you so we can worship your altar.
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram at Dan Kelly Art. And if you appreciate it that much, commissions are open, and almost all of the artwork you see on there is available for purchase. So purchase some of it, make your money become my money so I can make that money become more comic books for my collection. And I can show off on this show to you.
There you go.
The circle of life, Dan. It's a circle of life.
Yes.
That is absolutely right. And Uncle Gary, the Ric Flair of comic books, please let everybody know where they can find you when you are not hanging out here showing awesome stuff on Codex.
Well, every Wednesday morning, you can find me in Loudoun County's only comic shop, Comic Logic. I will be there holding court for a while, so come in, talk. We'd love to see you. Love to steer you towards some great books. Comic Logic's a great shop. I'm proud to be a part owner of it. And we do a Facebook Live show on Thursday, the first 3 Thursdays of the month. We do a preview show on the first Thursday, and the second and third Thursdays of the month, we do our Grumpier Old Nerd show on Facebook Live. And if you like comic covers, you can catch me on Comic Character of the Day, where I pick out the covers each day and post the covers. And if you like that, please comment, let me know, and and hopefully you're partaking of the old school goodness.
Yep.
There you
I
go.
actually love the old school horror books covers that you put up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wasn't that a great one today? The Witching Hour. Oh,
Yes.
yeah. Again, that's a DC horror cover, right?
Yeah, right.
And with Uncle Gary's recommendation, DC is by far leaps and bounds ahead of Marvel in the terms of horror. Ladies and gentlemen, before we get out of here, one last thing. Don't forget to find us at thecodexstation.com for all your Codex needs. Go over there to get some merch, meet the team, and so much more. Bios are there for every member of the Codex team. Once again, thecodexstation.com. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to get out of here. We're going to take a little bit of a break, and then we will be back in about 5 to 10 minutes with Breaking the Code. Once again, my name is Tim. This guy over here is Sal the Slab Guy. Down below is the Ric Flair of comics, the #1 fan of Washington, Uncle Gary. And next to him is the former owner of Instagram, now the owner of Threads. Dan Kelly. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Comics of
it's more
the
like what my
Week.
clothes are.
There you go. Comics of the Week, back issue gems, and a Spectre showcase. We will see you next time.